Hello, and welcome to my live stream test. So I really don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm gonna mess with some settings, kind of check to see if the mic's okay, the video quality's okay. So, get the video okay. Hopefully I get somebody to log in, see how it looks. I'm gonna try to bring it up on my phone so I can look at the chat. I don't know if that's an option. It says there's 2 watching. I don't know if that includes me. Hi, Cool Milk, thanks. All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna kind of get more into position that I'd be in if I'm sculpting, so you can let me know if the sound's okay. I was able to bring it up on my phone. I didn't know if I could do that because I have the iPad overhead. Wow, there's a delay there. That's weird. Okay, so I was hoping I could use this as kind of like my viewfinder on my camera to get a better look of how things are, but it's gonna have a delay. I don't know what I can do different on that. And for those of you who don't know, I will be doing a regular live stream on this Sunday at February 23rd at 2 p.m. And it's going to be the Let's Make a Monster live stream. And I want the viewers to interact, give me input on what they want to see in the monster. So, if I'm making a monster, I might be like, oh, how many eyes should it have? Or, should it be happy or sad? Or, things like that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I love my comment section on my YouTube channel, so I think this will even be more enjoyable to be able to interact and, get feedback and, make my audience part of my videos. No, Jesse, we're not doing it now. I don't need to know 4 eyes. You can save that for Sunday. Hopefully you can log in then. Well, Cool Milk, I can try making some scary monsters. I like doing all kinds of different ones. Yeah, Trino Nights, I like the going through the blobs and hearing them clink together. I don't know if that's the ASMR thing or what, but it's something I've always enjoyed. One thing I noticed from doing my test here, the edges of this little tub that I have my blobs in are right at the edge of my screen on the iPad that's filming it, but on my phone I see there's a lot more gap here, so that's nice to know. I think I'll probably, when I go to sculpt, I will put little markers down so I'm not out of the area when I'm sculpting. I know that's tricky, and I think Train on Nights has ran into that too. When you're kind of over your sculpture making it, you don't always realize if it's in frame or not until after it's too late and you go back and you look at your footage. But hopefully this will work out pretty well. After doing this for a couple years, I don't think I make that mistake as much as I used to. Does anybody have any questions for me since I'm on the live stream? Doing a little test. We can maybe do a quick questions and answer. I also thought about, I'm always 5 steps ahead of where I need to be. It just isn't as good as it sounds. So I've already thought about, like, oh, I could do a live stream of my art studio, or, live stream of conventions I'm at, if, provided the internet's fast enough. See, there's 7 on here. That's pretty awesome. Didn't know if I'd get much on just for the little test thing. Hopefully we get, as many or maybe more on the next one. Well, thank you, Myra. The video quality on, on my phone looks pretty good, but I obviously can't hear it. Cool Milk, I'll be streaming on Sunday this week at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want to live stream at least once a month. And I can pick different days if, if somebody has a request, because they're always busy on a certain day or time. I have no problem moving it around. But this one will be Sunday. But yeah, after that, well, I want to do at least maybe one Sunday a month. And then if there's another time that works for people, I can work that in. I do work a day job, so I won't be able to do something during the day unless, it's a holiday or we're closed for something. But I'm available quite a few weekends, unless I'm away at a convention or something. Everything sounds good and looks good. Thank you, Ms. I don't know if you guys want to see more of these little blob guys. Energy Art, have you sent some of your blobs creatures to Jackie Nerdycrafter? Yes, I have. Way back when she did Mail Mondays. I believe it was on episode 19, and I even tried to look for it, and I think she's either taken those off there or just made them hidden because it shows that link's not available anymore. But she did get one of my starry-eyed monsters that I did way back when, and some of my blobs. I've been doing my blobs for maybe 7 years now, so those have been around for a while. My starry-eyed monsters were similar to like these guys, and you can see this guy in a video that I collaborated with Trino Knights. So I know she's on here. If you haven't seen her channel, be sure to check that out. Well, thank you, Energy Art. I greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of fun making these guys, and it's even more rewarding when other people enjoy them. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of these guys ready for Grand Comic-Con that I'm doing at the end of May. Looking at my notes here, I have 233 in here. I kind of keep a tally. I want to make sure I have, enough for those conventions. Jesse says external mic question mark. I can tell, but sound quality is good. I just get a slight echo of the depth of the room you're in, but you come through clear, just giving a picky podcaster specs. No, I appreciate it, Jesse. I don't have a lot of options as far as that goes. I can maybe, mess with a little bit. I have one of those blue sphere mics, and I have to use that special little adapter on the iPad, or for the iPad to get it to connect. And I know I have to do a lot of it when I am editing videos because it's, it picks up a lot, but it's not always the loudest as far as that goes. Cool Milk, thank you. That's great. I know Jesse's very particular when it comes to sound, and I need that because I am not a sound expert. I mean, like, oh, that sounds okay or that sounds great, but I mean, other than that, I can't tell you what needs to change on it. This isn't where I normally record my voiceovers for my video, but I'll record my intros in this room. This is my art studio in my house, and it's in the basement. So it's all concrete walls, but I do have some corkboard up to put up pictures, but I also thought that would help with the sound. But no, this is great feedback and, really helpful to give me an idea. And Amy, thank you. I don't know if I mentioned your comment. I saw the one right before it with Energy Art, so I'm glad you appreciate or you enjoy my creations and my videos. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Well, thanks, Jesse, for the feedback on that. Thanks, Miz. I've heard a lot worse. Yeah, one thing I've noticed, being in YouTube, and I did a lot of research beforehand, and you want quality equipment, but it's not a necessity. I mean, I think if you come across as entertaining and have, meaningful or useful material for people, that it's either entertaining or they get some educational value out of it. That's more important. I mean, obviously I still want to produce the best quality, videos and live streams I can, but it's all a work in progress. So get some more of that clay clinking together. This little guy's got a little translucent type eye. So that worked out really well. I did try to use my iPad mini to log in, but it's an older one, and I thought I could use that to kind of watch and have the text on the, where I could read it, but that needed an update, so that didn't work out. This guy's kind of a smooth little flat disc. So when we get to the actual point where I am doing my Let's Make a Monster live stream and I miss a message, I do apologize for that way in advance, but hopefully I'll keep an eye on that, as I'm working on stuff. Okay, so Ms. worked at a radio station. Yeah, I'm definitely not that knowledgeable. And I notice I stop talking when I have to read because I want to make sure I can understand what's going on in the chat. So sorry for that slight delay. Energy Art asks, do you have any other social medias? Yes, you could find me on Facebook and Instagram and some kind of variation of Andrew's Clay Creations and more. If you do a search for Andrew Schmidt on Facebook, you'll see a little shell monster, one of my shell monsters. I think it's a green one. You'll know that's my Facebook artist page. I'm on Twitter as Andrew's Monsters, but I don't really do as much on that. But yeah, definitely check out Instagram or Facebook, and I'm trying to move that over to do more of my updates on there instead of doing a video for my updates, and that way hopefully these have more entertainment value to them instead of me just rambling. But one thing I do is I get to the point where I over communicate things. Like if I say I'm going to do a video every Monday and something changes and it's on Tuesday, it's like I feel like I need to let people know that. And that's maybe not necessarily, it's like overall people will just figure it out, but I feel like I need to over explain. Any other questions before we end this little live stream, or do you guys want to see more blobs? See any of my other creations? All right, Cool Milk, that's awesome. No, like I said, this was just a test, just to make sure people could hear me, the visual, the audio, or see if I could speak. Obviously I can't. To see if the video's okay. Do I have a favorite blob? Actually, I do. I have a blob that I kept. I just liked the way this one turned out. He's a very, kind of like a slug-like. I like the way the colors were. But yes, this is my favorite blob, so I've kept him. He's got a little bit of kind of like a poster tack on the bottom because he's kind of on car rides for me, which, maybe a little bit weird, but everybody needs their co-pilot, right, Jesse? Thank you. Oh, yeah, you better get some sleep there, Miz, but thank you for checking it out, and hopefully you'll get a chance to check out some of my weekly live streams. I also have a bigger blob so you can see the general size of these. This is a bigger one I did with Mickey Mouse ears on him. And these have gloss coats, so you'll notice they're a little bit shinier. I thought it'd be fun to have different themes to some of them. So if the audio varies a little bit, I'm moving around the room trying to get different things. For those of you who don't know, this is one of my shell monsters if you haven't seen them before. So I use real seashells in these, and then I mix, he's got some tack on him to hold him in place on the shelf. And then I use glass beads for his eyes, and then I sculpted the tooth out of polymer clay, and the rest of it's made out of polymer clay, but this is that opal, so it's really shiny, has a lot of like glittery pieces in it. I did put this little, make a little rock out of clay to kind of balance it, but it still kind of falls, and so I put some tack on it to keep it in place. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with these, and I really like using the real seashell and that mixed media, that look of that. I've done tons of these guys, so if you want to see more of them, I believe there's a spotlight video where I showed a bunch of them, and there's pictures all over my Facebook and stuff with these guys too. All right, well, I think that's good for now. So thank you so much for tuning in to my first test live stream. And final reminder, I will be doing Let's Make a Monster live stream this Sunday, February 23rd at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. You guys have a great night, and remember, never stop creating. Bye.